Thank you very much for the invitation here. It's my third time in Krakow, but the first time in my profession. So I'm happy to be here today. I live not so far from here. I think Båkat had a longer way to go to Krakow than I have. I live in the very south of Sweden, in the Baltic Sea, near the Baltic Sea. So it's just a short way to Poland. Okay. I will tell you about my passion. Båkat told about his passion, and I also have a passion. I'm an educated artist, 5 years in art school for painting. And there I have a teacher who was very interested in materials. So he learned how the old masters were preparing the paint for the paintings. Like Rembrandt, Rubens, you know, the 1600s was a very high level in the Northern Europe for linseed oil. So here we start from the beginning. Here you see the plant is called flax. And this is one of the most useful plants you can have in your garden. It produces oils from the seeds. You can eat the seeds to breakfast. You can have the textiles from the straw and make clothes and everything. Yeah. And is it easy to make a paint from this oil? For the first, why using linseed oil? Why not using olive oil or other oils? It's because the linseed oil have a special thing. It reacts with oxygen in the air and from fluid form become solid. So this is unusual for our oils, and it also makes strong films. And this plant can only grow in the north part, not near the equator. So I live in the southern part, in the Baltic Sea area, on the best place to grow flax. So we sell to all over the world this oil because this oil is a very special oil, I can say. Okay, we have the oil. Just a moment. We have oil plus pigment. It makes a color. Easy, or? Next. Now, I will speak generally about this paint, but for this reason, I want to refer to a big examination, and I think I asked Natalia to read it in Polish, because we have translated this in Polish.
W latach 1999 do 2011 przeprowadzono w Kopenhadze test powłok malarskich dla storalki okiennej pod patronatem Kopenhaskiego Stowarzyszenia Cechu Malarzy. Test otrzymał nazwę Kopenhams Malaterungs Project. Wybrano 3-piętrowy budynek w centrum miasta, gdzie ramy okienne zostały pomalowane 9 typami farb w pionie. Stan powłoki malarskiej był corocznie badany. Sprawdzano rozwój rdzy na okuciach okien, łuszczenie się lub pękanie farby, rozwój pleśni i alg, wykwity żywicy oraz ścieralność farb. W 2011 roku został opublikowany końcowy raport tego ponad 10-letniego testu o stanie powłok zabezpieczających okna, który stwierdzał, że farby akrylowe wypadły najgorzej, podczas gdy farba z oleju lnianego sprawdziła się najlepiej.
Yes, this is a really new made exhibition because linseed oil after the Second World War was almost forgotten, especially in in the Central Europe. Sweden, we didn't have this war, so the tradition was going on a little slowly. But we thought that the new products in paint, like plastic, acrylate, and so on, coming from petroleum, was the future. But the future is now again the linseed oil. Yeah. Here you see also the long-lasting. This was made near in southern of Sweden. One layer linseed oil paint on pine wood, new pine wood, 25 years ago. So it's very, you know, see, it looks nice, it's still red, and the wood is healthy. Yeah. Yes, here, can you grow paint? Yes, you can grow paint. Here we put the seeds in the soil and start in April. Here I work with the farmer who we are in the same age, and we have worked together for many years, and he have contract farmers. So we need about 250 hectare land for our production. Yeah. So here we are in June, and you see it's a very nice field. The flower is blue, and it's only flowering in the mornings, and then it's closing down, and then it starts next time. So we say if the flower is active in 1 week, we have 1 ton of seed per hectare. When it's flowered 2 weeks, we have 2 tons. 3 weeks is maximum. So this is nice field. It's about 3 weeks flowering. And here you see the harvest. It's in August or so, and the farmer to the left, he listened to the flax. Why? Because he listened, is it ready to harvest? Because the seeds inside here on the right are loose. And on the top, on the left side, you see we pressure cold pressed linseed oil. You just press the seeds, and in there is an oil. And this is the taste is wonderful when it's fresh, but it happens something rather quick. It reacts with oxygen, so it becomes bitter in the taste. So, and this is the special thing with linseed oil. So you should have it fresh. You can buy it, I think here too. It's very healthy. Omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. It's very healthy oil. Yes? And here again, we have big fields in the south of Sweden. And here you see the process here. From the seed and the pressure, and then the waste after when we have pressed or the seeds is very good for animal food. So, and then we store the oil 6 months. Why? It's because the oil, when it comes out, it's not clear, and there are some particles in that is water soluble. And oil, the weight for oil is 0.93 per liter, and 1 kilo for water. Then water is more heavy, and it's dropped to the bottom as a sedimentation. So after 6 months, we take it out again. Okay, here the other. This is, we need a color. And the color comes from pigments. And the pigment is, it could be natural. We call it the pigment from the earth. It could be minerals. It could come from mines. It could be not synthetic, not chemical. We try to unorganic pigments. So here we have a very old pigment producer in France, in the French Ardennes. So we can take next. And he simply dig the pigments from the earth. There is a special area in this where he lives, and the factory started 1866. Yes. And then in the factory, I think it looks like 1866 still. If you have the earth, you can burn the earth, and then it becomes more red. You have raw amber, and you have burnt amber also. So you can change the color by heating. Yeah. And here is me and Monsieur Poix in checking the quality from one of his pigments. Then I have two ingredients. I have the oil and I have the pigment, and I have to put them together. So here you see a detail from grinding. You see it down to the right here. We have walls going, 3, and pressure this. This is it's the same as baking bread or so. You have to put things together in a mechanical way. This is not a chemical production, it's physical production. Here we have the standard colors. The biggest, most of the people ask for white. And we have a standard range from yellow, blue, green standards, about 40, 50 color tones, but people sometimes need special color tones. And we can make this by the eyes, because here we have a sample from a church in Germany. You see the small sample taken with a knife, sent to us in an envelope, and then we match it. So here you see the procedure. We mixed. Maybe they only ask for 2 liters of this. We can do it with the eyes. I have artists, I have decorative painters, 4 or 5 people who doing this every day. Well, on what can you use the linseed oil paint? Yes, on everything, I would say. So here you see different indoor, outdoor, on metal, on plaster, on wood, naturally. Most people think it's only wood, but it's very, very good on plaster and metal as well. Here we can also change the gloss. So here we make a matte linseed oil paint for indoor use. And this is, if you go back historic literature, you find they have linseed oil. They have, before the chemical revolution, before the petroleum industry came, there was only linseed oil, but they were very skillful. Yes. Okay, if we compare the modern acryl I don't know, you have the same word in Poland, I think, acrylat or so, plastic paint, with the linseed oil. If you, on the right, you see a very big building, a round building, it's a kind of illustration. We have a very big building in Stockholm, it's called the Globe, and it's for ice hockey and concerts and these kind of things. So this is the molecule of an acrylate compared to a needle. This small when you put some. This is the difference in real. If you have it in your laboratory, this is the difference. Because the molecule in a linseed oil is so small, it's rather, you think it doesn't exist. The surface tension of linseed oil is less than water. It means that linseed oil go in every material more than water can do. It's good to know, because if you add it on wood, the water can't get in and damage the wood inside. Yes, you can go back, Natalie, one more. On the left here you see also the coverage. Many people think linseed oil paint is very expensive, but it's really opposite, because it's so long-lasting. When you make a plastic paint, you use about 60% water, a small amount of binder, and a small amount of pigments. When you make a linseed oil paint, you use, as you saw in the first picture, oil, pigment, and the weight for 1 liter is 2 kilo. And you have nothing that evaporate. So everything is there. So you can paint much bigger surface, larger surface. So it's 1 liter of acryl on the left, and 1 liter of linseed oil on the right with these samples. It means you have to buy 1 liter linseed oil and 2 liter acrylic. Which are most expensive? Next. Okay, here a little fast, just to check, is Mr. Yngve Magnusson, a professor and conservator in Germany, a Swede that lives in Germany. We just test what is linseed oil. Yeah, it freezes minus 40. It means you can paint when it's minus 5. It doesn't matter, you can store it in minus 10 or so, it's no problem. And when it starts fire, the linseed oil, you have to go up to 360 degrees. All between is boiling point, and this is different in different times of the history. If you look in manuscript, yes, we boil it when the feather was burned, when the bread was brown, etc. So it's quite interesting. Next. You can use it on modern houses and old, of course, old houses. Yeah. And here is our factory. We built as we learn. So I'm very interested to have my own production of electricity, because we are a very environmentally friendly company. So I have solars too, and a windmill, and I have battery storage, etc., and earth heat. And here is the staff. We are about 15, 16 persons. And I have one Polish guy. Can you tell me who is Polish here? It's very easy. He has no mustache. No. Wrong. Think about the Polish flag. the man with the red T-shirt and the white trousers is Jerzy or Jurek Klejnowski from Norway. He worked for us 15 years in 5 months a year. Yep. And some fast references here is outside Malmö, out in the sea. It's a very good test. It's a swimming house from 1904 with original color setting. Yes. And here is a church. It's I think it's the West Europe biggest church in wood. It's in Clausthal in Harz. And this, I think you have a bigger one in Poland. I read about it. Maybe you can help me here later. But this is painted with cobalt blue linseed oil paint. Yes. And here we are in Turkey. We are in Istanbul. And here is a Sultan Palace. And you think everything in Istanbul is made from plaster? No, they have a fantastic wood. And this is a renovation from a palace near Bosporus, all with our paint. It's a very nice reference. And here in Stockholm, here is on plaster. And here you can read, this is from the beginning, 1839, linseed oil paint. But then overpainted with other stuff. And they decide, we go back to the original from 1839, and we have the opportunity and to deliver the paint. Yes. Here at the Royal Swedish Castle, and we made a paint for doors and windows. And here we have an interesting thing. Now we are in North America. This is the first president of United States, George Washington's house in Mount Vernon, in Virginia. So we can see it's a very special technique here. So you can take next. And you can play the film. And the painter paint with linseed oil paint. But it's on wood. Everything is wood. It looks like stone, but it's wood. What happened then? He take sand and put on. It's called sand casting, the system. And they said this is original from George Washington. He said, we tried this. So you make an illusion. Color is always an illusion. So this you make here. It's a very funny thing. It's great. And the future. Here's north from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. They have no wood in Netherlands. They buy it from Sweden. And they build a house. And this is the color setting for a new village, Sandam, 10 kilometers north from Amsterdam. And we deliver the paint for this. Here you see it in real. And Natalia, your performance again, please.
Pan Ottosson bardzo prosił, żeby to przeczytać, to jest bardzo ważne. Farba z oleju lnianego to dla mnie coś więcej niż system malarski. Farba z oleju lnianego jest wyrazem naszego stosunku do otoczenia obecnie i w przeszłości, niezależnie od tego, ile lat ma budowla.
Okay. Thank you.